Hey everybody, Superfluous Jay here, playing more Kerbal Space Program, and today we're going to bang out a couple cheesy contracts, starting with the cheesiest of all contracts, $22,000 and 15 science for driving about a kilometer. Let's go ahead and take that contract. Let's leave the facility. We're not even going to make a car for this. We're going to use the old science car that we have already made, and we're gonna put. Doesn't really matter even who goes into it. Let's go ahead and open the science car. Perfectly fine. There's no reason not to use it. And I don't even care who's in it. Let's go ahead and launch it. Looks like it's Bob. Hi, Bob. Let's go ahead and turn on SAS just for no good reason. Let's hit the gas and head right to this thing. How far away is it? It is 2 kilometers. I lied. I said it was 1 kilometer, but it's actually 2 whole kilometers away. And we'll be there in 2 minutes. So let's crank up the engine here and get this down to a minute. There we go. We'll just let this thing go. We should probably disable battery or brakes on the front entirely and crank them up on the back. Just so when we do hit the brakes, the ship doesn't flip forward. Because that would be bad. That would be bad for poor little Bob. And speaking of poor little Bob, he's doing this mostly because I haven't bothered to put people in it. The idea was to play with the big four, and then once they're stuck in space, which will happen eventually, I promise, start hiring you guys to help out. Okay, broke down to 20 meters per second here. When we get to 10 seconds away, I'll break down to 10 meters per second. And once we're right there, I'll just slam on the brakes. And hop out. I think we have to get within 10 meters. Which we should be now. Hey, imagine right in our backyard and we never saw it. Maybe if we had some windows in the administration building. Yeah, you know, I think that's possible. Let's go ahead and... Oh, you're not going to board. There you go. And let's perform all science just for the fun of it. Keep. And recover. And we just completed one of the easiest contracts in the game. Really, when it comes down to it. We got 22 grand for that. And no science, which is fair. But we got the science for the thing, which means we can unlock another node, which is very interesting. I did say I wanted struts, and I think I'm just gonna buy them. But now we have other contracts to do. We have all these other TMAs, which we can just bang out one by one and get 25, 36, 48, and then 60 grand for. We've also got this structure in Kerbin's Desert. And I think, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. And we're going to do something special here. We are going to go to the tracking station. And we're going to look and see where this structure in the desert actually is. It's right here. But look how close it is compared to the desert launch site and the desert airfield, which is pretty awesome. So let's go ahead and make it be day there. Let's actually make it be a decent amount into day. Okay, there we go. Then let's exit out. Let's go in here and load up the Death Trap ship, which flew surprisingly well, to be honest. I was fairly surprised when the Death Trap vehicle showed its ability to not kill its participants. The one thing that I wish I could do is somehow make sure that it launches upward, and I don't actually know a good way to do that. One way to possibly do it is to run these things up just a little bit. so that the plane tends to tilt backwards. I think that might work. Think being the real the real thing here. So let's go ahead and save this, and we're gonna launch it, but we're gonna launch it from the desert airfield because that's the way it is. We're also going to, you know what? Jeb is already gone. Let's go ahead and make Valentina. I'm sorry, allow Valentina to do that. So let's go ahead and launch it from the desert airfield, and I'll see you there. Okay, we are in the desert airfield. Somewhere around here is a marker for the pyramids. Let's go ahead and activate navigation for those. Looks like we have very little chance of killing anybody other than Valentina with this plane, which I'm going to say is good. But let's try to launch down the runway anyway. Okay, anytime you want to actually lift off is cool by me. There we go. Didn't have a tail strike. I would like everybody to know I managed to not tail strike this thing. But we are 24 kilometers away. This is going to take 5 minutes of time. The nice thing about this, though, is this plane flies pretty well. At 4 times time warp. Steering, little bit off, but hey. Now I've made this flight before because, as I said, I played this game for a little bit before I recorded, and then after I decided to record, I played it a little bit more. But I have flown to the island airfield from the desert. I'm sorry, the pyramids here from the desert airfield before, and I know roughly where they are. So there they are. What I'd like to do here is make this slightly easy on myself by coming at it from over here, because that gives me this nice uphill area to land on. Gives me the most chances to not die. I'm going to hit F5 right here, because I am by no means sure of anything that's going to happen here. But what I want to do is I want to kind of clip this hill. Well, not clip it. Get really close to this hill. I don't want to clip the hill, but I want to be close. And then I'm going to... Oh, the engine's actually already off. But I just want to coast in here, and at the last second, basically do what I did at the island airfield, which is hit the parachutes if I need them. And I don't. Val did better than Jeb. She wants everyone to know that. But now she's just gonna fly this thing up to the pyramids, slam on the brakes, hop out, and claim her prize, basically. Now we're gonna check out this statue, which is what it wants me to check out. And I'm not going to make any indication that I'm going to fly this thing out of here. She's going to EVA. When I click it right, we got, I see an ancient statue of a Kerbal, half sunk into the sands. Amazing! You found an antique Kerbal civilization. Can you see anything else? There's an inscription on the statue. My name is Tatun Jeban, King of Kings. Look into my works, ye mighty, and despair. I think we will. I think we will. Okay, let's recover Valentina and make more money. Now, we're not going to make very much money, but it's more than the none money that we were making before. So next, done. We still can't upgrade this. We need 50 grand more, 46 grand more. So let's go ahead and take another anomaly surveyor, and we're going to investigate an Arctic crash site. 15 science and 56, which is enough to upgrade the thing, which is going to be nice. So let's go ahead and accept that. Now, unlike the other one, we don't have a built-in space station near the Arctic crash site. So we're going to go cheap and cheesy, and we're going to fly from a nearby one. And it doesn't really matter. This one and this one look to be about the same, but this one's in the sun. So we're going to set our space program to Kodiak, Alaska, which is what this one is. And then we're going to exit out of here. And when we do, we're going to be in a new locale. And we're going to be... Oh, see, we're not buried like you thought we were, like I thought we were. We're perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and hop the death trap one up there. I'm glad we didn't complete that contract because it only has experimental parts. And again, it's going to be Jeb this time. So let's go ahead and launch Jeb from the runway here. I could have placed a thing closer to the Arctic crash site, but I mean, I don't want to make it that easy for myself to where I just place them. I've already done that for a couple other things, which you'll see probably in a future episode, because I don't know how long this episode's going to be. But anyway, let's go ahead and hit the space bar. And we're going to need to go north, which is that way. We can't see the Arctic crash site thing because it's too far away, but we will eventually. Jeb's going 40 meters per second, 50 now. I would love it if this thing just took off on its own, and it kind of did. Hey, we got a crew report. Nothing wrong with that. We're just going to get this guy going north. There's the no, that's something on the ground. I thought, oh, there's the Arctic crash site. Oh, that's actually, you know what that is? That's the monolith, which is kind of funny. I didn't realize we brought the monolith with us. I thought the monolith stayed wherever it was. But there's our thing on the ground here. We want to activate navigation to the crash site, and we are 45 minutes away, if you can believe that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to crank up the time, and I am not going to make you watch this. I am going to sit here and wait for me to be about 5 minutes away, and then I'll come back. Okay, we're still 15 minutes away, but I just thought you'd like to see this. It's so pretty. It's a very pretty vista here. Let's go ahead and take a screenshot or two. But anyway, we're still 15 minutes away. Even at 4 times time warp, it's going to take a while, so I'll be back. All right, as I am returning here, we are 3.5 minutes away. You can see it's actually the arrow here is aimed at something on the ground, not just the horizon. So we are nearing our location. We're traveling 230 some odd meters per second. We're still at 4 times time warp, and I'm going to probably stay there until we get closer to 10 or 20 seconds away, because we're going to have to loop around and come back at this from the north, because well, you'll see in a second here. I've done this one too. At least we can't, be blocked by the clouds here. Okay, here we go. I'm going to slow time down. We're 20 seconds away. We're gonna give this thing a quick can throttle it down probably to 1/3. We're just gonna give it a buzz it, give it a quick flyby, take a look at it, see what the trees look like in the area. There it is. Oh, look at that. Huh. And we even got a crew report over the ice shelf, which is nice. But the idea here is we're gonna land like going up this way and just kind of ride the hill up is what I'm hoping to do. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a bank here, and then a hard bank the other way. Killing most of our velocity as we go, but not a big deal. Flying right at the sun here. Nice flat landing area. Couldn't really ask for better. Cut the engine off entirely. Jeb is not going to let Valentina beat him. He's not going to pull the chutes. He realizes just now that he didn't quick save. So he is going to pull the chutes. But he's not going to let her win by parking close enough to the thing that she didn't have to get out. There we go. 13 meters away. Boom! That thing doesn't look like it came from Kerbin. It looks like little Pink Min might have been flying that ship. Who knows? But anyway, Jeb doesn't know. He doesn't care. He's recovering his vessel and going back to the space program. A hero. The hero who got us enough money to unlock bigger rockets, which is going to make everything easier. And we also have 46 science now. However, we're going to keep going. Are we? Are we going to keep going? I think we are. TMA1. This one's a little bit harder than everything else. And we're going to do a little bit different than we did for the other ones because it's a little bit harder. We're not going to land the plane. So we're going to leave the facility. We're going to go to the space plane hangar here. We actually need to go back to the tracking station, I remembered. Because there's something very specific that we want here. We want this plane to be as cheap as possible, which now that I look at it, it probably is. We can take off these parachutes because we don't need them. And we can probably take this off because we worry about this with tails. This is totally worrying about tail strikes. Everything else, though, I think is needed. So I think we're going to keep everything else on here. Let's call this Death Trap 1 Mini because it's Death Trappier. And let's go ahead and leave. And Val gets to do this one. Val gets to be the crazy, crazy Kerbal who does this one. We need to set Kerbal Space Center back to where it was, which is right here. And then we need to back out again. And the idea is we're not actually moving Kerbal Space Center. We're picking which Kerbal Space Center we're launching from. However, if we were to fly to one of those locations where the Kerbal Space Center is, there's no Kerbal Space Center there. So anyway, Death Trap 1 Mini, it's going to be Val because Jeb already did something. And we are going to launch. And Death Trap 2, Death Trappier, launching. And I really hope that front wheel isn't necessary. Like I said, it wasn't. I think we'll try to launch Val forward. I was gonna turn off to the edge, but I don't trust this plane. I don't trust this plane as far as Jeb could throw it. Okay, we're going 60 meters per second here. And we're fine. Okay, let's crank this guy around because we all know where we need to go here, and that's over there. We never accepted that contract, did we? No, we did. Visit TMA1. Don't know why we can't see it. It's right over there. Activate navigation. There it is. Okay, but anyway, what we're going to do here is Val's not going to land. Val is not going to land at TMA1. She is going to jump out and parachute down. Because TMA1 is on the side of a mountain, and it does not like when people try to land planes near it. At least not when I try to land planes near it. So we're gonna get up pretty high. We're gonna fly over it. We're not even gonna buzz it. We're gonna fly over the city here. Plane's all shaky and everything because I was doing major time warps here. But we're gonna head up here. We are going to we're gonna get right over this thing, and she's gonna jump out and pop a chute, and it'll be that easy, in theory. I've never done this before. Let's see her in the cockpit here. Look at her, stalwart, is what I would call Valentina here. She knows exactly what she's doing and why she's doing it, which is more than I know. So we are, we actually want to be ground level. We are 4,000 meters over the current ground level, which is by no means what the ground level is over here. But who cares? Valentina's one crazy eye has no fear in it. There was no fear hidden behind that eye. And don't know exactly how she got the pilot's license. I guess they all have that one crazy eye, but it just looked a little more... Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this. Every Kerbal's left eye is a little bit smaller than their right eye. It's just something that happens. Anyway, the thing is down here. We're going to hit F5. Because I do not know if this is going to work or not. And I would hate if she died because I jumped her out of a plane. But we're going to kill the engines. We're going to back this thing up into a stall. Cannot disembark while off of Kerbin's surface. I need to upgrade the astronaut complex to do what I want to do. And I can only do that while in space. So we're going to try to land. We're going to try to land. Because I'm stupid. We're going to try it in one motion here. I totally forgot that you have to upgrade the astronaut complex. I'm going to try to land A with no front wheel. Remember that part. And B, no parachutes. But Val is the one who's been able to land without parachutes in the past. So who knows? If she doesn't, though, I'm definitely going to revert this one. This isn't this is more of a pride thing than anything else. Definitely going to hit the brakes right away. And she's dead. That's what I expected. Okay, we're going to revert to the spaceplane hangar. And I'm going to spend some of my hard-earned money upgrading the astronaut complex, which is super annoying. Oops. Upgrading the astronaut complex, 150. That's all the money. That's the money I was going to spend on the launch pad. But it's going to allow us to go EVA. And come on, by the time we start landing on things, we're going to want to be going EVA anyway. That just really sucks, though. That's like all the money I earned this episode wasted so I can earn more money. But most of these TMAs are a pain to get to, and I'm not going to mind. Not going to mind at all. Not having to land at them. That's for sure. Well, you've already seen this. You've already seen me fly over it, so I'm going to cut this out, and I will be back when she's able to jump out of her ship. Alright, pretend the last 5 minutes of my life and 1 minute of your life did not happen. And we are heading over to this brand new thing that we've never seen before, and we have the ability to go EVA whenever we want to. And we are going to do what we were going to do last time, which is as soon as we get a little bit closer, we are going to cut the engines, stall the plane out. Stall the plane out. And go EVA. And deploy our chute as the plane plummets to the ground. And we have a problem. We have a bit of a problem in that the chute won't deploy until it is 1,000 meters off the ground. But the meters off the ground I want to be are over here. But it's going to open here in a second. There we go. We're fine. We're fine. I didn't know why you were worried even. You silly people all worried about things that aren't going to happen. Valentina knows what she's doing. She's done plenty of mountain climbing / parachuting in her day. She's going to check this thing out. I wonder if she can actually get to this thing without landing. That's the question. Can she actually do this without landing? She can! Ha ha ha! This monolith looks like it was recently dug up. And I can tell that by flying right over it. Oh, look at the moon. Look at that. That's pretty cool. But she got the contract, which is nice. Let's do worlds first. Contract complete. Investigate TMA, structures, Arctic crash site, TMA 1 on Kerbin. It was the one we just did. And now she's going to do a little bit of hardcore parkour mountain skiing with a parachute thing. I don't know what it's called. Just touching the treetops. Oh, yeah. Whoops. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Pack your chute. Pack your chute. Okay, we're gonna count that one. Poor Val. Poor Val. We're just gonna go back to the Space Center because Val is dead. Val died like she lived. Smacking her head into a rock. Oh well, we still got plenty of rep, and that just means more of you. There's more for you. That's the way it works. I hope you enjoyed watching this. If you did enjoy watching it, please leave me a like. It definitely helps on the YouTubes. If you liked it so much you want to see more, please subscribe. That also helps me on the YouTubes. If you did enjoy this, and I enjoyed it too, I'm Superfluous Jay. I'm still working on the outro, and I will, as always, talk at you later. All right, prepare. Let me start over.